Alright guys, we are back for another Gekishin Squadra video today. I wonder what it's for. I don't agree with this. I think this is the worst thing that I could have thought of about for this kind of yeah, I don't like this. At least the rates for the featured stuff is better this time around. It's not 2.5%. Sorry, it's not 0.25 for legendaries. Well, no, the skins are 0.25, but it's not a reduced chance for featured because they've added both of the old Super Saiyan Goku emotes here, as well as the new Piccolo emote. But this is still bad. 0.25 rate for skins is not good. These are worse than ultra rates in Legends. These are terrible, terrible rates for something that has no pity and only has... Where's the banner? There. And only has this in a form of not really pity, more so like a rebate. This is not good. I don't like this at all. And this could be so much better. I'm not going to be pulling on this banner. I'm just going to be sitting here in front of this, talking about it for 8 minutes. Look, the finishers, I think the intros are nice. They are tied to the skin, so you can't get the finisher, you can't get the intro on its own. It has to be with this skin. So that's one less thing to pull for, and one less thing that you might not, that you might have a dupe of these Super Saiyan Gokus, and then you'll be complaining like, oh, why didn't I get the skin, which is also a legendary. It's just bad rates. If we look at the banner here, let's look at the past legendaries. It goes up until... Okay, so there's... It seems to go up until the Frieza emotes. So they've already taken out... I think it was... let me check the old banner. Let's check this Beerus banner. This was also up until Frieza only. For the legendaries. And then the last time we saw anything... Yeah, the Kid Buu ones were only on the Bulma banner. So, a lot of older legendaries have been taken out of the banner. But this doesn't have any of the Beerus emotes, because they are already running the Beerus banner right here. And they don't want to have any of those emotes on here, I guess, because then it would impact their revenue. I don't like that this is on its own separate banner. From what I heard, there used to be a banner for this as well back in the beta. So that's why some people find this less egregious. But I just don't think it sets a good precedent. Because if they made the rates better and or added pity, this would be less egregious. But there's no pity. There's no guarantee that you get these skins. It's just, why couldn't this have been in the shop? And then you make us pull for just the intro emotes and this new finisher. Then they'd have a banner format similar to their usual ones where they have 3 featured. That would be significant. That would feel significantly better, especially without having to pull for these dupes. Yes, the features have a 0.5 extra rate because of these skins, but these legendaries are still pullable. Like these other ones, they have reduced rate though. I think this is like taking one step forward and then taking a half step back. This is not good enough, and it could be much, much better. Main thing that I want here to at least improve this banner is pity. It's just some form of pity to make sure that we get at least one skin. At least one in a certain amount of pulls. Because if you saw my previous video, my Vegeta my God Vegeta and Xeno Trunks skin summon video. I did like close to what, 100 pulls, and I got nothing. Nothing on either of these banners. Nothing on the main banner or on the rebate banner. I got 3 God Vegeta intros in one multi. I think I got Xeno Trunks' intro a little later on. I think it might have been either the tail end of that video or just summoning on my own. I did pick up his intro. I think it was on I've lived through. I just did like a random multi with what leftover gems I had, and I pulled that. But no skin after 100 something pulls, that is a problem. That is a problem. And I sincerely hope that they do something about it. Furthermore, remember, these skins have EX versions. If we look at the news, you have to acquire a second copy to get the infinite skins. Not only do you have to get the 0.25 rate skin, but you also have to pull again. Get another 0.25 rate skin of the same variety to get the infinite version. That is still very frustrating and very luck dependent with no pity. It's just painful to even think about pulling for this. And that's why I'm just not going to. It costs money. I'm not going to even spend these gold capsules. Because frankly, there's better things to save for, in my opinion. There's things that I would much rather pull for. And I think I'll save these capsules for anniversary to do one big pull. Maybe not a pull stream. I'll be recording the pulling anyway, so it'll more likely be like a stream and a recording. But I'll save these for a big pulling session during anniversary or something. But I'm just gonna skip the whole season. I don't feel like it's worth pulling on this banner. And it's time to vote with your wallets. I just can't condone like this sort of behavior when it comes to spending, with no pity, with only slightly better rates, and that's just for featured and not for the skins themselves. These need to be better. I'll save the S6 capsules for like a video at the end of the season, because these are fine. It's whatever. But yeah, what do you guys think of this banner? I certainly don't like it. I think the emotes themselves are cool, but having them tied to the skins and having to tag on this Piccolo emote onto this banner because they feel like people were complaining about the rates before. Same with these Super Saiyan Goku emotes, because they didn't make any more. Having to tag these on, it feels cheap. It feels like you're adding something cheap to at least an expense, a well-made product. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.